cows from the Foreign Sanctuary in upstate New York. And they were rescued from a very, very terrible situation.
Thank you, folks. Protest? Well, this isn't a protest song, but I'm singing a song. I do some peace rallies with Pete Seeger, and I wrote a song for Pete because I noticed we couldn't walk within like 50 feet of a gum wrapper without him picking it up. So I thought that was kind of interesting, you know, and see if I can remember. I just started writing this song, but let's see. Some folks like to chant all day long. They put love and peace right into their song. Others put their hands together, pray for sunny weather. Ask the Lord what's right and what is wrong. But somehow none of that appeals to me. I just deal with what I see. I see a mess, I clean it up. I pick it up and I wish the world good luck.
Hi, I'm Karen Hartglass with Responsible Eating and Living, and I'm here at the Catskill Animal Sanctuary. It's their 10th annual Shindig. And in a little while, we'll be hearing the keynote speaker, Zoe Weil of the Institute of Humane Education. Cathy Stevens is the founder of Catskill Animal Sanctuary, and I'm sure we'll find her here somewhere amongst the ducks, the pigs, the geese, rabbits, and everyone else.
I'll pick up the litter, I ain't no quitter, yeah. I'm glad to bend down and touch the solid ground. I'll pick up the litter, I ain't no quitter, no, no. I put my hand in the squishy mud. Sacred, it feels like love. To me, anyhow. Ooh, yeah.
Hey, I'm talking with Cathy Stevens, the founder of the Catskill Animal Sanctuary. So, did you found this beautiful place 10 years ago? Or
I did.
10 years ago. Amazing. And it just gets bigger and better every year.
We've got a good group of people making it happen.
Yeah. Well, I got to meet a lot of nice people that live here. Babe? Is that
right
Babe?
there.
Right
That's
there?
Babe right there.
Very handsome fellow.
1,700-pound Holstein Angus cross.
Yeah. And we stopped in the little pig residence, and they're all sleeping so sweetly. I never saw so many just sweet, peaceful expressions.
Yeah, that's what blows people away because, as you know, people don't have a lot of opportunity to interact with animals that most people consider food. And when you do interact with happy ones, it's often quite life-changing to see who they are.
Right. Well, you have an amazing place here. What is your goal for the next 10 years at the sanctuary?
Honestly, I don't know that we really want to start a school, but as a former educator, I certainly want to bring many more people here to connect through curriculum, through vegan cooking classes, through camps for adults and children to connect with the animals and to empower them to make changes in their diets as a means of helping animals.
Brilliant, great. Well, thank you for putting this on and having us here.
Thank you for coming today, Karen.
I'll pick up the litter, I ain't no quitter, yeah. I'm glad to bend down and touch the solid ground. I'll pick up the litter, I ain't no quitter, no, no.
And I'm talking with Zoe Weil, the co-founder of the Institute for Humane Education. So there are lots of issues today that are so overwhelming to people. Environmental degradation and all the healthcare issues, the chronic diseases, obesity, they seem so insurmountable. And so many people feel like there's nothing that they can do, that the government doesn't listen to them, and so what's the point of making any changes? And unfortunately, I think that's a message that we give a lot to our children. Then there's humane education. Where does that fit in?
Humane education is probably the most heartening and exciting solution to all of those problems. And I ended up being a humane educator when I too was frustrated by how little difference I felt like I could make if I was writing to my legislators or if I was leafleting or tabling. Not that those things aren't important, but I was frustrated when I didn't feel listened to. And then I taught my first humane education class, and this was about 25 years ago. And I watched in amazement as these young people, they were middle schoolers in this first class, were transformed over the course of a 1-week summer course. And they became activists, they became change makers, they changed their diets, they changed their lifestyles, they wanted to learn more, they started school clubs, they went on to win awards. And interestingly, one of them I just saw a year ago, and he's a 35-year-old man now, and he's still doing amazing work. He's working in HIV/AIDS activism for the mayor of New York City. And he came to an event where I was speaking, and I was introducing him afterwards to some friends. And I introduced him as David, who took the very first humane education course I taught, and he just jumped in and said, "That course changed my life." Now he was 12 years old, and now he's 35.
That
and he
gives
said,
me chills.
I know. And so that was the summer that I realized when I was in my 20s that I'd found my life's work as a humane educator. And what I see in humane education is a different way of thinking about all of these problems. You know, I don't know the answers to all of our problems. I mean, we have war, we have ice caps melting, we have people living in poverty, slavery, animal cruelty that's just so rampant and so astronomical, it's hard to even wrap our brains around. There are so many pressing global issues. I have no idea how to solve them all, but I do know that if we educate youth in age-appropriate ways and we give them the knowledge and the tools and the motivation to perceive themselves as solutionaries no matter what careers they go into, if they actually know how to be conscientious choice makers and engaged change makers for a better world, then when they graduate and they go into whatever fields they go into, and it doesn't matter if it's architecture and engineering or if it's healthcare or if it's farming or if it's nursing or if it's becoming a beautician or a plumber, whatever they go into, if they perceive themselves as responsible for ensuring that the systems within their own professions are humane and sustainable and just for everybody, all people, all species, and the earth, they will be problem solvers. They will figure out those ways. And I don't think that this is a pie-in-the-sky vision. I actually think that this is very doable. The big hurdle is simply embracing a bigger vision for what schooling is for. Right now, when you ask most people what's schooling for, they're going to say something like, well, to provide kids with verbal, mathematical,
reading, writing, arithmetic.
Yes, scientific literacy, so that they can find jobs and, these days, the buzz phrase is, and compete in the global economy. And you know, all those things, it's important that our students be able to read and write and understand science, no question about that. But what if those were simply perceived as foundational tools? That our students need those as tools so that they can be change makers for a better world.
To make this place a better world.
So I really believe that humane education means embracing that bigger vision and then integrating it into schools at all levels. And once we do that, those students will be those future change makers, and we will watch all of these problems get solved. So I have a lot of hope on most days because I do believe that the solution lies with youth, and it can be done.
I'll pick up the litter, I ain't no quitter, yeah. I'm glad to bend down and touch the solid ground. I'll pick up the litter, I ain't no quitter, no, no. I put my...
Hi. It's great to see some of the birds here like this. They've got such a great life here at the sanctuary. And these are the way birds are supposed to look, but unfortunately when we're at a factory farm, most of the birds today that are grown for meat or for eggs, they're debeaked right away, of course without anesthesia. And this keeps them from pecking at each other in their confined space. It's really a very horrific thing to do. So seeing these birds here, they're really kind of unusual for their kind today.